hello Galactic family. SOULMATE. Much is continuing to unfold as the Republic works to stabilize its legal position vis-a-vis agreements signed and ratified because of the 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change. This accord permitted a new financial and monetary policy to come into effect. It has now been signed by over 209 sovereign nations. The new world that we have described in recent messages is actually in the throes of being born. This new realm has taken a long time to manifest. When you look at the collective potential of humanity, you see a result that was consistently denied by the minions of the Anunnaki. This denial can no longer be tolerated. In the words of NESARA, we are a very precious and sovereign group of humanity. More suitable governance and an opportunity to achieve your potential are part of a vast system of rights given to you by the Creator. They can no longer be denied you. Thus, you are shortly to possess the resources to achieve your deepest dreams. Use these gifts to alter your surface reality into the most cherished aspirations that can only yield a truly remarkable reality. Make all of us proud of what you are becoming. This concept of change goes hand in hand with the need to acknowledge the ever-rising level of global consciousness. Your world is in the throes of a massive alteration in the way it operates. Over the past 6 millennia, the authoritarian behavior of the Anunnaki was unchallenged. In the past 4 decades, this began to change. Those in power initially ignored the Great People's Revolt in Eastern Europe. They showed this disdain through the intransigence of the minion-run wealth machines in the West. This was their attempt to somehow gradually return this globe to what it had been before. This counter-coup by the wealthy and powerful in the West was initially successful. However, in the last decade of the 20th century this arrogant approach started to unravel. The underdeveloped world began to see an opportunity quickly developing to reform the decrepit financial system that was keeping things in line. The result was the slow beginnings of what later was to be called the BRICS Revolt. The seemingly impossible movement started to gain momentum in the 2010s. It is this revolt that is currently causing the monolithic pro-West system to crack. We are teetering on the threshold of a great many wondrous events as a result of this series of coinciding events. Around this world, many national leaders are seeking to obliterate corruption, cronyism and a general malaise that has limited the massive shift this global society needs to survive. This is due in large part to a much-needed yearning for change. To accompany it is the sudden timing by Spirit to make available resources that can vastly allow such transformation to freely happen. It is this amazing combination that makes a glorious revolution possible. The Ascended Masters had long been told to amass and hide monies of almost astonishing amounts. All who had watched this understood that these resources were to be the coup d'etat for events that were to free the society from the despotic reigns of the Anunnaki and their global minions. This process began in earnest around the Gregorian year of 2013. From that point onward, a kind of snowball effect came into play, resulting in the rise of a number of groups that manifested a new political, monetary and financial realm. This new realm was to be centered in America. The Masters had realized from the beginning the ultimate importance of the beliefs America was founded upon. These core beliefs were slowly abandoned in the period between the Civil War and World War II. America emerged as a land that bore little resemblance to what Jefferson and Saint Germain proclaimed in 1776. Instead, it had become a misguided nation, under the influence of the dark and its sorry, arrogant minions. This nation espoused platitudes and, in many ways, had lost what it had started with. A series of inappropriate movements only added to this malaise. What was needed was a way to somehow bring common sense back into play. This movement, too, began in the pain of the people. A farmers' claim movement in the late 1990s led to the formation that eventually was to become NESARA. This enlightenment was not to be truly heard from until the mid-2010s. Now we are at a crossroads that is to empower a wondrous global movement to save this land and this world. Blessings. We are your ascended masters. This is a towering moment in your history. This is an epic struggle that is to make possible the manifesting of NESARA and the rise of new governance. It is also a time when our mission will change. Over the past 3 millennia, we have worked compassionately to provide grace and mercy for the oppressed and downtrodden of this realm. We have soothed and given comfort and cheer to many and allowed high levels of hope and kindness to enable humanity to move ever forward despite the immense sorrow and despair of the times. We are to do more and begin to teach and prepare you for the first steps on your road to the ascension. This operation shall force the dark to scuttle quickly away and the light to provide a new, more conscious reality. Your natural powers of creation and support for this new realm are to be restored. We welcome this as the point in time when once again we can walk freely among you. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! The history of human limited consciousness contains many blinders that the Atlanteans imposed upon you as part of their malicious experiment. These limitations were set up so you could potentially become their horrific playthings. This ceased when Atlantis suddenly disappeared nearly 13,000 years ago. We humans were left in a dreadful predicament, as the basic means for survival were never included in the training given us. Many of us had retained degrees of connection to heaven and swiftly began utilizing this ability to help each other. Thus, we masters began our long journey to aid humanity through very dark days. Eventually, heaven sent us special angels to evaluate our aid, and before long, we became reattached to our heavenly brotherhood and sisterhood councils. That was the humble beginning of our special earthly missions. All this time, we have been a union of mutual appreciation. Heaven sincerely wants you to know that this is the point when your journey through limited consciousness nears its end. Many times we have told you of your fate. Your space family sits above you as your primary protectors. We sit among you as the spiritual element that ensures that heaven's grand plan is fully implemented. Below you, there is inner earth Agartha, where we find both sustenance and refuge. Together, we all are the ones who seek, and are to find, a new realm free of the encumbrances imposed upon us by the dark and its grievous minions. Those tyrannical groups are to be whisked away by the combined energies of the light. The light welcomes you and graciously acknowledges this new era of a reunited humanity who dwells in wondrous times that are to bring you light, love and full consciousness. Today, we discussed again the state of this surface realm. We ask you to use your positive and unlimited energy to bring this new age to the fore. The moment nears for a marvelous miracle that will free you to fully embrace your immeasurable potential. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. SOULMATE GAIA. SOULMATE GAIA. SIRIAN for B1. And be enjoy.